What's up, everybody, and welcome to this video. This video is going to be about a specific trick in which two jokers find a selected card. I've seen a lot on this recently. Two cards finding one card, they teleport through the deck. I think it's a very cool plot, and here's a version of it that I hope you enjoy. Let's jump right into it. I call this the homing cards of Joker Stan. We're going to have to work on that name. Let's jump right in. So this is the performance of this effect. Let's do it. So I would deal cards down and I'd ask somebody to tell me stop. You could tell me stop anywhere, maybe here. They would take a look at this card, I'll show it to the camera, and I would say that, you really could have said stop anywhere, but you said stop on this card right here. We'll leave the card somewhere in the deck. Square up the cards like this. Now, I'm going to have you choose another card, but this one we can both know. And we're going to use this card and maybe a couple other cards to find your card. Okay? That's a lot of saying that we're going to use cards to find cards, to find cards, to find cards. But let's try. So you can see that all the cards here are different. I'm going to deal cards down. I can even drop cards. But as I'm dealing cards down, somebody tell me stop. Right here, on a joker. Well, I generally don't do magic with jokers, but I'll make an exception because I think that the joker will be perfect for this trick. Yeah, I think it'll be perfect. We'll leave the joker roughly the top half of the deck, but because we left it face up, the other joker turns face up. Look, both jokers are now face up, but look at how many cards are between them. Look, I'll spread out the cards for the camera, and you can see that this joker is in fact here, whereas this joker is all the way over here. Now, I'll spread the cards out one more time, and if you were here, you could spread through and make sure there are no other reverse cards except for the two jokers, with so many cards in between them. Now, all I have to do is snap, and those two jokers gather in one place, with one card in between them. That is your card, the King of Hearts. Well, that is the effect. I hope you enjoyed it. Let's get in to the explanation. So, for this trick, you need a couple things. You need a deck of cards. You need a normal joker, and you need one special card. And this special card is a double backer. And this is what gives that really nice magical moment where the jokers, you can clearly see that the only two reverse cards are very far, and when I turn over the deck and spread it, they're very close. They're sandwiching the selected card. So this double backer can be many different things. It doesn't have to be a joker on one side, but whatever you're going to use as the sandwich cards need to be mates, of course. So let's say this double backer was a 4 and a king. I could use the two black kings, or I could use the two black 4s. So let's jump into how to set up the effect and how to perform it. Very simple setup. You're going to take the whole deck face down, completely face down, and you put it on top of the double backer with the mate side, the joker side in this case, facing upward. So if I spread out the deck, it's like there's no joker in it, because the joker is here. Now, the other card, the other joker, goes on top. And that's the whole setup for the effect. Now you're ready to go. And that's a very simple setup. I think it's very economical and very perfect if you just want to perform this effect quite quickly. There's no putting it in the third position, stuff like that. So, now the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to slip cut the top card, the joker, into the middle of the deck. I generally slip cut it under the half mark, so roughly in the bottom third of the deck. And you're going to catch a pinky break on top of that joker, like this. Now, basically I've got a break, the joker, and then I've got the double backer on the bottom. And now you're going to have somebody choose a card in a very fair way. You can do it, you can spread out the cards and have them choose one. I like to deal cards because I think that dealing works well for this trick, so you can just deal clumps of cards and ask somebody to tell you stop. we'll use whatever this card is. Okay, so this is the 8 of clubs. This will be perfect. Now, a word about using the double backer. If you're whatever the side of the double backer you're not going to use, you're going to want to take that card out of the deck. So I don't think the 5 of hearts is in here, but if it is, I would take it out. So anyway, let's continue. So you still have that break under the joker, up on top of the joker, and a card has been selected. Now, I'm going to release all the cards on top of the break right here. And I do this in saying, you could have said stop anywhere. So now that I've thrown all those cards on top of the break on the deck, the joker is right here. So I asked them to put their card right there. And now I drop all the cards in my hand as a pile on top. Now, what has that done? Well, if this is their selection, the 8 of clubs, that dropping all these cards on top puts the double backer right on top of the selection. Puts it right on top of the selection. Well, I'm putting the joker, the other joker, to the top. So when I drop, that's what's happening. So now I square up the cards and take them back up. Next part of the trick, I explain that we're going to choose another card. But this one, we're going to both know and we're going to both remember, so it doesn't just have to be them remembering the card. This is what I do. I slip cut their card, the joker, into the bottom third of the deck again. And I'm going to, in a moment, deal. But before I do that, I spread the cards like this to show all the cards are different. But in doing this, I catch a break under their selected card. And how do I know where their selected card is from just looking at the backs of the cards? Well, you'll notice if I spread through the cards, we have the joker, the double backer, with the joker facing up. And we know that the card below it is their selected card. So all I have to do is look for the joker facing up this way and catch a break under the next card over. So I see the joker, see the next card over, get a break. So now I've got 2 breaks. And don't worry, you don't have to hold these 2 breaks for very long. We'll get rid of this one soon. So I'm going to start dealing cards like this. And I say I'm going to deal cards down like this. Or I could drop cards. And I'm going to pick up all the cards on top of that break with their card at the bottom. That when we spread and we got that break. I drop like that. So now I don't have to worry about exposing this, but it's still next to their selection. Now, I'm going to continue dealing, and I'm going to do a timing force. So I'm going to time this, and remember, there's no pressure on this selection, because I said this selection really doesn't matter. We're just going to use it to find your first card. So I just say, just tell me stop, and I just do a timing force. So that's, just tell me stop. 1, 2, 3, and they'll say stop. I'll show you again. You'll see Danny DRTs do this a lot. So just tell me stop. Stop. And that's the joker. You just have to practice it, get used to it. If you're a magician watching this, you probably know about the timing force and you're probably familiar with it. You could of course also use a classic force. I think the dealing though works well in this trick. So tell me stop, stop. Oh, a joker. And then I say I don't usually generally use jokers for tricks and blah, 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 blah. But I will for this trick. And I think talking about how I'll use it for this trick makes it even more special that it's a joker. Now, as I'm talking about the joker, I'm going to come back. I'm going to relax my hands, relax my body language, and I'm just going to reverse the bottom card of the cards left in my hand, like this. So I just reverse it, cover it. Sometimes I do this in a dribble, where I reverse and dribble the cards. But all this does is get the bottom card face up. So however you want to do that, do it in the relax of the moment. You could even just step back like this, and when you gather your hands, turn it over. So once you reverse that bottom card, you're just going to continue dealing cards. So you're just going to do 2 deals. By that I mean you're going to deal about half the cards and then drop the rest of the cards. So that puts that face-up card that was on the bottom in the middle of the top, this top portion of the deck. Now, everything is set up. Almost everything is set up for the trick. I won't say everything, but almost everything is set up for the trick. So at this point, if you want to do a quick check of what the deck should look like, what you should have is you should have that reverse card, a random reverse card here, the normal joker face up here, and the double backer here with the joker side up and their selected card next to it, face down. So at this point, as I'm reversing the card and dropping these cards on, I say we'll leave the joker face up. The joker face up. And then I say because the joker is face up in the deck, the other joker turns face up. You see, they have a bond. When one of them turns face up, the other one has to. When one of them gets ice cream, the other one has to. You know, typical stuff like that. So this is a good moment. This is a good moment where both of them have turned face up. You may get a reaction. But now I point out that there's many cards in between the two jokers. Many cards. And that's true. There are truly many cards in between the jokers. But now I use this as a pretense for showing exactly how many cards are between them. Or not exactly, but showing that there are a lot of cards. So I come up, because I'm about to cull a card. So if you don't know what culling is, if you're a magician, you probably know what culling is. But culling is just pulling a card from somewhere in the spread and putting it somewhere else. I'm going to cull the joker all the way down to the other joker and make a sandwich with them. But I need to be careful not to spread and reveal this random face-up card. So what I do is I just spread a bunch of cards over, block spread, so you can't see that face-up card there. I block spread. It's a bad block spread. There, I block spread. And I keep spreading until I get to the joker. Now once I get to the joker, I'm gonna cull it. So go ahead and cull the card. And there are plenty of resources on how to cull cards, but very briefly, you're just gonna take you're gonna hold all the cards above the card you wanna cull, and you just pull with the middle finger, the ring finger, and the pinky. Pull that card while pinning the card above it. So if I pull this card while pinning this card gets culled out. So once again, block spread, see the joker, cull it, and spread. And I say, look at how many cards there are between this joker and this joker over here. Now once I get to this joker, I'm gonna replace the card I culled under the next card over from the joker, their selection. So like this, you spread, 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 see the joker, look at how far it is, see the next card, and put the culled card under that card. So now we've got a sandwich. And now I gather up the cards. But make sure not to show that the other joker is being culled. So that's why I stand, spread, 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 see the other joker, and now I just close everything up. And that puts it so that the jokers are sandwiched. But now we get to have the amazing magic moment, which is when I spread out the cards like this, there are only two cards face down in the deck. And that's this card over here is that random card we reversed earlier. And this one over here is the real joker. But the double backer hides the other joker that's sandwiching their selection. You don't have to worry about all that, but the point is there are only two reverse cards in the deck that they can see when you turn the deck face up. So you can really milk this, say, look, only two reverse cards. The only two reverse cards in the deck are the jokers. And just be mindful of your language because you're not showing the identity of the cards. Just remind them that they're jokers. Say the only two reverse cards in the deck are the jokers. Look, they're the only two. Perfect. And now that you've shown that, now that you've proved that, gather up the cards slowly so they can see you're not doing any secret moves. Turn the deck over and spread. When I spread, you'll be able to see that the two jokers have gathered in one place around one card. Now, be careful when you spread the cards like this, not to reveal this card over here. And it's hard to reveal that random face-up card over here because the focus is on the jokers. So once you see the jokers, there's no reason to keep spreading. It would be weird to be like, oh, there are the jokers. That's just a stop on our way to this three of hearts over here. So once you spread, once you see those jokers, give a nice open spread, open it, and you can spread a little bit more, but you can trail off at the end and just leave the block. Now you can bring attention to the sandwich. Look, the jokers have gathered around one card, and that card is in fact your card. So now I think that ending display of this effect is really nice. I think if I'm a big fan of when other people come around after you've shown a trick to a group of people and they're like, they see this display and they're like, oh, what happened here? I want to see this. What happened? And then they ask their friends, and their friends tell them, oh, the jokers were over here, and then they gathered, and it was amazing. So I think it has a nice display that starts a conversation. So that's how the jokers find the selected card. This is a really fun effect, and if you want to reset, it's got a pretty instant reset. You just gather up, turn their selection face down, turn this reverse card face down, put the deck on top of the double backer, and put the joker on top, and you are ready to perform this effect, this miracle, again. So that's the whole effect. I hope you have a lot of fun performing it, and see you in the next video. Thank you so much for checking out this video. I think we were triumphant with this video. It was just out of this world, and I hope I'll be ambitious enough to make another one. Magician jokes, am I right? Seriously, thank you so much for checking out this video, and I hope to see you next time. And now I've got to play a 52 card. Peace.